Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you my 2020 planner, and this is my catch-all planner. I am so excited because I am only doing one planner this year, and it's going to have everything in it. It's going to have school, all of my financial journey stuff, my personal progress, all of everything that I need, my work schedule, tracking my period, everything like that. It's all in the same planner. So I'm very excited about this. And if you haven't checked out some of my other videos about my 2020 goals, one of my big things this year is using up my stash and not buying things for the first 6 months of the year. So I am using a planner that I have had in my stash for a couple years. I bought it off of Kickstarter. And when it was on Kickstarter, it was called the Spark Notebook, and now they've rebranded, and I think they're called Volt and Ink now. So I actually thought this was a year-long planner, but it turns out it's only a 6-month planner. So I'll have to evaluate after 6 months and decide what I'm going to do. And yeah, I'm just going to show you what the setup looks like here. So again, this was in my stash. I bought it a few years ago and decided this was the year I was finally going to use it and not buy a new planner. So we've got my name right there. And then when you open up the planner, it's got this yearly theme page, which I really love. And you can see that I've been having lots of fun kind of like decorating it and personalizing it a little bit. So this is all about like your 2020 word for the year and brainstorming what the theme is going to be and the goals and that sort of thing. And then your top goals for the year. So I've got those written out here. And then on the right side of the page, you have a place to track your 5 biggest achievements for the year. And they also tell you to write down the steps that you took to get to that achievement. So that's pretty cool, and I like that. Excited to fill that out. And then we have our monthly pages, and you can see what they look like here. You've got your monthly calendar with reminders, notes, and this is an undated planner, so you could put your numbers in those boxes and your month up at the top. And each monthly spread comes with 4 pages or 2 spreads. So you've got your full calendar here across 2 pages. And then on the next page, you have a spot for all your monthly goals, your brainstorming or notes or whatever you want to take down here. And then you also have a spot for a 30-day challenge. And you can write down what your challenge is going to be, your plan of action, why you want to make it happen. And then you have a little habit tracker down here at the bottom where you could check off how many days of the month that you have done that. And I really like this part right here where they have you sign the contract to commit to this challenge for yourself. So those are what the monthly spreads look like. And I've really just taken to personalizing it. So I thought I would show you what that looks like so far. So this is how I personalized my January calendar. As you can see, I've got like when my period started, I have the first day of school down. I'm tracking the days that I work and the days that I'm in class. And those are all in gray for work and class. And then I have in pink highlighter all of my bills and when they're due. And then I've got some other appointments written in there too. And then we've got a spot for reminders right here and notes. And you can see I just added a little sticker right there, a little sticker right there. And then mostly I'm just using highlighter and pen to personalize what this monthly calendar page looks like. And then if we want to look at my next January page, this is what it looks like. I've got all of my monthly goals filled in there, and I really like filling in the box with the highlighter here and then checking it off with pen when I complete it, because I think it just like makes it a lot more fun and less boring than just that, and kind of personalizes it a little bit. And I thought it would be really fun to use a different color for every month. So it would be easier to find my month because I would know, January's all pink like that. So yeah, that's my plan diving into this and how I used it. And then I have my first 30-day challenge here was to establish daily habits. I had 5 habits that I have been tracking and trying to work into my daily life every day. And I've got my plan of action there, as you can see, why I want to make it happen. And then I started the tracker down here, but I haven't completely filled it in because one of the parts of my action plan was to keep evaluating where I need to make shifts. So one of my daily habits was to walk my dog for 20 minutes a day per her vet request to walk her a quarter to a half a mile to help with her arthritis. And unfortunately, she just kept getting really sore and limping after those walks that were supposed to be helping her. So we stopped for a week and let her recuperate, and then tried to go back into it and realized we still weren't having luck. And what I ended up figuring out about halfway through the month is that 20 minutes was way too long. A 20-minute walk is about a mile, and the vet told me to walk her for a quarter to a half of a mile. So I realized that I needed to change that goal to be like a 5 to 10 minute walk with her. So that's what we've been doing since. And then I got really cold at the middle of January. So we're doing it on the days when it's not rainy and higher than 30 degrees outside. But yeah, so I stopped tracking right here because I only checked off the days where I did all 5 of my new habits per day, and right here is where we stopped and started experimenting with the walking and all of that. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I will show you in my weekly how I've been tracking each day with my daily habits so you can see that, and then maybe I'll go back and fill this out at the end of the month or whatnot, because I'm still hitting all my other habits pretty well and pretty consistently. And you can see here what that looks like personalized. I really like how that looks. So that's what this second spread for monthly looks like once I've filled it out and personalized it. And then the next section that we have is weekly. And this is what the weekly looks like. And again, we have 2 spreads per week. So on the left first page of every week, we have a journaling prompt, and every week has a different journaling prompt. So they've got different things here for you to write about to help evaluate your goals and if you're going in the right direction and how you've been feeling and all that sort of stuff. A lot of productivity, mental health, that sort of stuff. So super love that. And then this is what our next weekly page looks like. It's got a spot for all your weekly goals, again, undated, so you could just fill it in. This is to celebrate and reflect, so anything that's been happening or personal wins for the week or anything like that. And then you've got a little checkbox down here where you can review either your yearly, monthly goals, your 30-day challenge, how that's going for the month, or last week's progress on last week's goals. So you got a little box right here. You can check and do a review of whatever thing you want to review to kind of check in with your goals every single week, see what's going on, see if you need to reevaluate some goals or if you need to reevaluate your plan of attack and all of that. So I really like that, and I really like that there's more than enough spots for big goals there. Like there's no way I'm going to have 10 weekly goals that are big because I don't include tasks on my weekly goals like homework and stuff. So these are for bigger goals, and yeah, that's more than enough space for me, and I really like this. And then the second spread that we have for each week is the calendar here. And yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to use this at all this year. This really wasn't the setup I was looking for, but again, it was something I already had in my stash, so I committed to finally using it, and I'm very excited that I finally found something that works for this. So I'll show you how I personalize my weekly pages so far, so you can see what this looks like. Okay. So this is my first weekly page. I did not do the journaling there because I had done pages and pages of journaling in my actual journal. And then I've got my weekly goals here, the date up there, reflecting on goals and stuff, and then reviewing my yearly goals and what I really want to move into the first week of January with. And then this is what my calendar page looks like. And you can see what I ended up doing to personalize these pages is I used whiteout, like one of the whiteout rollers. It's been a game changer. And I just use that to cover up the morning, noon, and night portions on these little rectangles here because that's not how I divide my day up. So you can see I've just covered them up with whiteout and it blends very, very well. And I don't think you'll even be able to tell on camera. And then I just add a few stickers to decorate. And this is how you can see I've been tracking my habits here. So I've got these little hearts and each one represents one of the habits, my daily habits. For January, it has been make my bed, walk my dog, 20 minutes a day with God, 10 minutes stretching before bed, and then written gratitude every single day. So that's how I've been tracking it, and I've actually written the gratitude at the bottom of each box for each day that I've done it. So yeah, that's what that looks like personalized. This is my second week. You can see again, I'm doing pretty good on my daily habits, but there's a couple of days in here. This is where we stopped doing some of Claire's stuff. So I didn't walk her this day, and then moving into the next week, I didn't walk her at all until Friday. And that's because kind of evaluating what was working, what wasn't, because definitely trying to keep her health in mind and top priority. So yeah, it's 20 minutes outside for me was the goal, but then walking Claire because her vet had recommended it for her arthritis. So again, we're just having to reevaluate as I go through the month. I say we, but it's really just me evaluating what's working for my dog. So yeah, just evaluating what's working for us and making changes as I need to. So you can see this week is kind of sparse, and then I move into here. I do so much journaling and reflecting and lots and lots of tasks in this week. And then this week, again, I have not done the journaling yet, but this is the week we're currently in. So you can see what that looks like right here. And yeah, really excited to keep working with this and see what changes I'm going to make. You can see I have experimented here with how I'm going to track my daily habits. I don't know if that's something I'm going to continue to do every month as I add in more habits or reevaluate and take certain ones away, or if after a few months it'll just become so second nature I don't feel the need to track them or the desire to track them. So I'm not really sure, but as you can see, there's a big difference there, and I really like how it looks personalized. So that's what the weekly pages look like. And then we've got a couple more sections at the very back here, and we have several pages of these types of note-taking papers here. This was called the Spark notebook when it came out because it was a place to put everything. So you've got a notebook in the back and your planner in the front, and I really loved that when I bought it a couple years ago and invested in the Kickstarter. So yeah, it's got these pages right here, different styles. So you have all lines, and then you have half lines and half of a box, so you can draw diagrams or brainstorm or do whatever you want. And we also have another style of page back here, and there's far less of these pages, which is a shame because these are my favorite, but it's just like a large empty page with a frame that you can use for, whatever you want to use. So I'll show you how I'm using this here. These are all my blog post ideas for my new website and blog that I'm launching. So many different ideas here, and I really love that anytime I go to write a blog post and that's like on my weekly goals and I'm on the day and I need to make it happen, I just flip right back in the same notebook to this page and I have all my content ideas listed right here. And then I can highlight them as I cross them off and complete them, and I'll know like, oh, I already wrote one on that, I can move to this other one. Yeah, so that's fantastic, and I've got so many different pages like that where I can personalize it for however I want to. So that's how I'm personalizing this notebook page and kind of keeping this my all-in-one notebook to track everything for my year. And then I'll show you part of my financial journey tracker, and using this as my financial planner too, is that I am using this to track my debt-free journey. So I'm going to list each month all of my debts, and so I can watch them go down throughout the year, and I'm very, very excited about that. So I've got my student loans I've been working on paying off, and as you can see, I just love the freedom and flexibility that this gives you. Very much like bullet journaling pages, but it already has the weekly and monthly calendars and journaling prompts and spots for your goals, which to me takes a lot of time out of the process of setting up what a bullet journal would be. So far I'm really loving this. I've been using it consistently for 3 or 4 weeks now, and yeah, I can't wait to move with this throughout the year and evaluate how I'm feeling after 6 months. I thought this was a year-long planner, but again, I just realized today looking over it that it's actually only a 6-month planner. So I am excited to see how this works. Again, this is like my catch-all. Everything is in here. My school schedule, my work schedule, all the assignments I have due, my business, my blog, website stuff. I have tracking my period and mood and finances, and all of it is in this one notebook, and it's not that big of a notebook. So I really love that, and you can get ideas here for what that looks like. And again, my biggest thing this year was just using something I already have in my stash and not buying something new. So I'm very excited to see how this works for me throughout the year, and I hope you have enjoyed this look at my 2020 planner and how I am using only one planner. And it's a very simple approach, and it's not perfect, but I'm trying to make it work for me and just evaluating as I go along. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks so much, friends. Bye.